Hi guys, it's Becky, and today I am going to work on my second beaded chain for this week. If you're new to my channel, this September I have challenged myself to make at least two. I can make more if I want to. At least two beaded chain necklaces every week for the entire month of September. I'll link to my playlist in the description if you want to see more of my videos with that or see my intro video. If you feel like participating, that would be great. You can start any time. You don't have to just be like, oh, it's not the 1st of September anymore. You can still make stuff. It's fine. Beaded chains for everyone. But today I wanted to go ahead and make one with some of these delicious, lovely beads that came in the most recent Bargain Bead Box. This was the September box. It was the Mountain Majesty, that's it. So in this box, we had these gorgeous, gorgeous fancy jasper nugget beads, and I want to use them in my beaded chain. I'm not going to use the rounds. I'm just not gonna. I'm not feeling that. I want to use these because they look like pebbles. They look like stones. And I want to make some links with just little stacks of these, like they're cairns, like they're stacked stones that you see when you're hiking in the mountains. And like, there's been a really big sort of discussion, a furor, if you will, about cairns and the stacked rocks that you'll sometimes see. And they can be a problem if they're not made with a purpose. I have opinions, and I'm about to share them. I have spent time doing backcountry hiking in the mountains and in places where the trail may not be really clear. I'm just grabbing a couple of these because they're round and kind of rock shaped, just to toss in every now and again on one of my stacks. Just to add a little extra color to this. But anyways, as I was saying, there are parts in backcountry hiking where you cannot see the trail. You don't know where it is or what it is if it's not well used, if it's not well maintained. And so a cairn to mark that trail, to say this is the safe path along this mountainside so you can actually have a passable trail and not end up right in front of a cliff face and have to backtrack. They can save lives. A well-marked cairn to show where this trail is, it's important to have that. If you just have people randomly stacking them with no purpose, that can be dangerous. And so I'm of the opinion that you should let the people who maintain the trails and who mark the trails do all of the rock stacking and not do that when you're just out on a hike enjoying the weather and the nature and all of that. And you know what? We had some nugget beads in last month's box. I took what was left of last month's box and the companion bundle and I combined them into this. So I've got both in this box. This was the previous one. And I'm just going to pull these smaller nuggets out and we're going to add them to this, so that we have a really great supply with lots of different colors of rocks for our stacked stones. Because we're just going to have little like 3 rock links making our little stacked stone necklace. So let's get that put away. And the colors for this are stainless steel. So I wanted to grab some wire that works well with the stainless steel color, because sometimes if you use the like silver, it's too bright. It's too, silvery next to the stainless steel. But this pewter color from Soft Flex, it is a really great dupe for the stainless steel, so I'm going to be using some of the 22 gauge in some of my project, probably for the earrings. And then you also have this titanium color from the Beadsmith wire, and this is 20 gauge, and it is also a really great dupe for the stainless steel color. So I'm going to be using these wires while I'm making this, and not pulling some silver out. And I'm just gonna stack some stones. Let's see. Let's make a little pile of stones. Let's see, we've got a bigger one. Let's get a mid-size one and then a smaller one on top. So I want a big, middle, and small for most of my stacks. Maybe this is going to substitute for a mid-size rock, and then we're going to put this little small rock up on top, and we're just going to stack up our rocks. I'm going to have myself, this one is, let's get a mid-size and then a smaller one. And I'm just going to make rock stacks. And then let me grab some of my 20 gauge wire. I'll make a link with you. And then I'm going to stack some rocks. I'm going to make my links, and I'm going to do that off screen after I've shown you this. And then we'll meet back to put it all together. And I'm just straightening this out by curving it with my thumb and my finger, sort of back and forth a little bit, because there were some kinks here on the end of my wire. All right, so let's get my little stack on, and I'm going to put it on here first to see if I like the way these stack. Oh yes, look at that. That's good stacking. And then this little guy, he's got a drill right there like that. So I've got my first stack of rocks, and I'm just going to do simple loops for this. There's my round nose pliers, and I like my round nose pliers for a simple loop. I've got it flush already on that end. At about the middle of my pliers, I'm just going to grasp it near the end, bring it around so it touches, and then I'm going to rotate the pliers on the other side and just give it a little turn like that. You can smush the ends. I like to smush the ends of my links to work harder on them a little bit. Just a tap. And that is my first link. I'm gonna bend. You can bend the end after you cut it if you want, but I think I'm just gonna, whoop! I accidentally picked up a rock with that. You know what, actually I'm gonna do that, yeah. Alright, actually. There we go. Now I'm gonna bend my thing. I think I might need to get one of those like one-step loopers. I saw Joey demonstrating that on Wendy's channel, and it looked so easy. So much easier than this. Especially if I'm doing a lot of these link necklaces. All right, so then you get, that's about a centimeter, by the way, this bendy part. I did not talk that through very much. So I'm gonna, I'll do a second one, because I can't assume that y'all know how to do everything. That's silly. A lot of you do, though. Smoosh it flat. Push that in to make sure that's closed. There we go. I have a simple stack of beads. And then I'm going to do another one. So let me grab a second stack of beads, and we can do this again. So I cut that so that it's flush. I'm going to stack on my biggest rock, my second biggest, and I'm using these mauve beads just to add another pop of color, because if you stick them in between some of these other like rock-shaped rocks, they actually like look like rocks that are going there. It's just going to extend how many beads I can make, how many links I can make. And so about the middle of my round nose pliers, I'm going to curve it all the way around till it touches. And usually when I'm doing this by myself, I am not going to take my my pliers out of the loop for that. I just did that to show you where it was at. I'll leave it linked like this, but open it and rotate it so that this other side is just below where the loop is. And all I do is I just press it and give it a little back turn like that. And that wasn't good enough. And sometimes it's wonky, and that's fine because you get your straight pliers like this and you flatten it out. And that's how you make your loop. And then just gonna guesstimate a little bit more than it's about an inch. And then you want to take your pliers. I'm using, by the way, you know what? I didn't even talk about my tools. I'm using round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and flush cutters. What is up with me today? Anyway, yes, these are what we're using. You just want to bend it as close to this as you can. Don't break your beads. And then I use the side of my finger, but you can use whatever works for you for guesstimating it. Sometimes, I had some different pliers where it had a little section on it that was the exact length, and I would hold it like that and then be like, okay, we're going to cut it there. Those ones are not here though. It's about 1 centimeter. And this is why I like the round nose pliers, because if I guesstimated wrong, it doesn't matter because my round nose pliers will still get me a nice round loop at the end, no matter where I put it in my thing. So I'm just doing it like that. So in this one we make the bend after we make the loop, and in this one we make the bend before we make the loop. That's the only difference between those two. All right, so let's see. That's another nice stack of rocks. So I'm just going to make a whole bunch of stacks of rocks like this with a big, a mid, and a small rock. And then we'll put them all together. And I pulled out this pendant. I thought about doing some fun stuff with it, like doing some bead weaving around the edges, but I think I just want to have it be the pendant. It's entirely possible I may attach a few of these to the bottom. We'll see how I feel when we get to this point. I'm having ideas about it. We'll see how it looks. Maybe it would look dumb. Maybe it would look great. We're going to find out. But yeah, I'm going to put these together. I'm going to get my rocks stacked, and then we will put our necklace together in a bit. But yeah, I wanted to just show you that these alternate colors besides, you know, silver and gold can be really fun when you're using different types of metal. So like pewter color at Silver Silk is great for using with the stainless steel. Titanium from Beadsmith is great for using stainless steel. And you can see the titanium color has a little bit more shine to it, and the pewter color is a little bit more, I mean, it's like pewter. It's a little more matte. That might inform your decisions as to which you're using. But if you need more wire, actually, they're having a sale on craft wire at Softflex right now. It's 20% off. So it's a good time to stock up. I just stocked up, so I'm not going to be buying more because, like, I can't be spending more money right now. But if you need wire, they got that going on. Anyway, I'm going to go finish this, and I will see you later. All right, I have my little stacks of rocks in my links, and I love them. They are super, super cute, and I used simple loops, so I went ahead and grabbed some of these larger, I think these are like 9mm. These are closed jump rings, so they're complete circles, and you can't open and close them, but that's fine because we can open and close the loops on our links and connect them to these rings in order to create our necklace. So I'm just going to connect these with my small rock on top and my large rock on the bottom, like that. And I'll just connect all of these guys. Then we'll see if I need to add any length anywhere, or if it's going to be a great length for that. And we'll get our focal done using our pendant over here. So yeah, I've got some, I think they're 9mm. Hope I'm right with that. I can measure them if you want, but yeah, some solid jump rings. Closed jump rings, and I like the way the size of this kind of helps balance out the rocks a little bit too. I think quick links are something that you could use. They're basically closed jump rings, but with kind of instead of a rounded edge, they've got more of a solid edge, or an angular edge is what I wanted to say, not solid. That's not the same thing. And I've been trying to think about what I want to do for my earrings, because I want to make some earrings that kind of go with it. And I went ahead and set aside couple of the rocks, a couple of these beads here, and then some of these ones, just because they're kind of matching, and I set them aside to use with these links. Now these links, it's just such a weird place to put the mountain, because like in a necklace, top to bottom, it would be sideways, or even in earrings, top to bottom, they'll be sideways. I think the only way they really work is in a bracelet, but I want to use them for earrings. So I'm thinking I'm going to use my 22 gauge wire and just attach a wire to each end of this, and then bring them together like that. Kind of follow that mountain shape with the wire, and then stack some rocks on top of that. We're going to try that. We're going to see if it works and see how it looks. But that's kind of my idea for the earrings. So we'll do that after we put our necklace together. It has been a really fun time making more and more of these and figuring out how I like to put things together. All right, and then one more link up here at the top. I'm gonna just swing this open a little bit more so I can fit my link in there. All right, so that's one side. I love them so much. All right, so fat bottoms at the top. Remember fat bottom beads? They make our beading world go round. I did that in one of my other videos, if you guys weren't here for that. I believe. Here we go. Let's see, we've got the fat beads on the bottom. That's what I mean by fat bottom beads. Actually, no, it's beads that are like pear-shaped, or bralettes, or something like that. Drop shape. You can drop it like it's hot. I am having an afternoon. It is almost the weekend, guys. Almost. We'll do some more tutorials over the weekend. I can't speak right now. That's fine. It's fine. I have been looking at my stats on YouTube, and I am really, really close. I mean, considering to 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing to me. Like that many people have decided that they want to regularly spend some time hanging out with me while I'm just talking to myself and making jewelry. Um, that's so cool. It's so cool. And like, thank you to everyone who has hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. But I'm thinking if I hit 1,000 subscribers, that when that happens, I think I want to run a giveaway. Like, I think that would be really fun. You'll know I've mentioned it before. I don't sell my jewelry, so the only way to really get your hands on one of these is for me to gift it. And so I think maybe when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will run a giveaway and give away one of my necklaces. I'll choose like 10 people, I guess. 20? I don't know. I'll figure out a number. And then we'll do a little drawing and pick some winners. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that that's a good idea? Would you be interested in participating in a drawing and winning some handmade by Beki jewelry? Because that would be pretty cool. And it would just be a great way for me to thank y'all for hanging out with me and helping me grow my channel and being part of this, because I really appreciate y'all. It's been really fun. I mean, I started doing this in January, and so I don't know if it's a normal growth pattern. Well, is this? Yes, it's about the same length. I mean, some of these rocks are bigger than the other ones, so like length is a little iffy, but that's fine because it's just rocks. I love this. Look how shiny they are. And you know, you don't even notice really when you look at them with all these other beads that these are beads and not stones like these are. They just, all you see is the rounded shapes, the flat sides, and it kind of goes with it because it's next to these other ones that are regular shapes. All right, so that's pretty rad. I like that. All right, let's get my pendant done, and I think I want to do a little drop hanging from the bottom of this too. So let me grab, I got some head pins over here. Let me grab a head pin. Let's see if this is going to be long enough. Ooh, you know what? No, let's get one of these. A ball head pin. But is this going to be long enough? Let's find out. Might be too short. Might not be. 1, 2, 3. Aha! There is enough room here at the end that I could probably do a simple loop. So I am going to just bend this guy over. Right there at the top. I don't have to cut any off. That is exactly the perfect length. All right, I'm just going to do a drop, and we're going to hang it from the bottom of this pendant. Use the proper tools for the proper job, Bex. All right. There we go. So I got a little stack of rocks there too. And then I've got a little 5mm jump ring. I am going to attach the pendant to this closed jump ring using this small jump ring. Let's open that up. And this one. There we go. And I'm just going to take each side of my necklace here, and I'm going to attach them right here to the center jump ring, like so. Yeah, I like having this little dangle on the bottom of that, and it just adds a little something something to it. So perfect. I love, love, love that we got some rusticy kind of beads in this bead box for the mountains. Like, it is so great. I love all of the different colors that this fancy jasper comes in. It is just an eclectic mix of stones. We'll take a picture of it when it's fully laid out and finished. And I just have a lobster clasp that I'm going to grab another 5mm jump ring, and I'm just going to attach it to this side. And since this already has a loop on this side, I'm not going to have to attach anything over there. Oop, perfect. Oh, I didn't do a fit check, but I am pretty sure that this, oh, it's perfect. This is the perfect length. Perfect length for me. Let's make some earrings. Let's get some earrings to match this. What do y'all say? All right, let's pull these guys out. Get these suckers here. And like, I'm glad that I hadn't used these nuggets from the previous bead box, because it was such a great addition and such a great way to give me a bigger variety of like sizes and shapes to stack with, because having them as like my small bead or my small rock at the top, it really extended like how much I could make with this by quite a large amount. I'm glad I didn't use all of those in the last one, because they actually go really well with that. So on this, we're going to grab, instead of the 20 gauge wire, I'm going to use this 22 gauge wire. And let me see, I think I want like 2 segments for this. I haven't figured out how this is going to work yet. So I'm just going to pull off 2 segments of this pewter colored stuff. All right, and I think I'm going to just make a simple loop on each of these. And I'm going to try and make it a smaller simple loop. So I'm going to grab it, instead of halfway along like this with my other loops, it's going to be closer to the end, not as close as the very, very end, but close enough that it's going to make a smaller loop than I did with my links. Like that. And I'm going to give it a little squish. All right. Let me do the same thing with this one. Just going to bend it over, round it out, and then bend this back. And give it a little squish. All right. Let me open and close this and attach it 2. Do the same thing with the other end. You can open and close it and attach it to our link. Whoop. I am losing it. I mean, I'm not losing it, maybe a little bit, but I lost my thing. All right, I'm gonna want this going. I'm trying to get it so that my loop is in back of where this is, so I want it to go like this, maybe? Yes, perfect. All right. This is fiddly. This will be fun, though, if it works. All right, so when I'm wearing them, I don't want it to be like this. I want it to be up like this. So I'm going to try and keep my wires crossed here. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so they're bent around like this. I'm going to give this a little bit of a pinch, and I'm going to bend one of these perpendicular, or yeah, of this, and then I'm going to bend this one up straight, and I'm just going to wrap this like twice. Oh yeah, okay. Let's cut off on back, and then smoosh out my end. Okay. So now that I've got my triangle, just gonna smush that a little bit. Now that I've got my little triangle and this isn't dangling or changing, I'm going to stack some rocks. Let's stack some rocks on this, right above it. Shh, this is a bead. Just like that. And then right here up at the top, let's make ourselves a wrapped loop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. What do you guys think? Just give it a little pinch to make sure that this stays put. Give that one a smush. Straighten that out. Earring! I love it. And look, I've got some wire from making that a little bit left here. Let me straighten it out a little bit, and let's make some ear wires for this real quick using this 22 gauge pewter color wire. Get these guys together right here. Should I do my new favorites? Yeah, let's do my new favorites. So I'm gonna make my teeny tiny loop with my round nose pliers. on the very end of each of these. And I'm going to put them together and grab my 6-step bail making pliers. I'm going to use the second smallest loop, wrap it around, pull it off, and use the second largest loop. Make sure we're pointing away from it, the loop that we're going to wrap around with our guys. They're right next to each other. And then we pull this back around like that. Smooth it with your thumbs. And then grab your pliers. Give it a little wonk. That's what that's called. That's the technical term, or wonk. I don't know. It's a bend. And then cut these off. And then I will file down my edges after we are done with this, but now I have an earring wire, smooshing the edges of my curbs. I can stick my earring on there. There we go. Yeah, I like it. It's rustic. It's fun. It looks like I've been to the mountains. And it definitely goes with the necklace that we have here. All right, cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to finish this off camera, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Bye for now.